Hi everyone, hi Nick. I'm back to thank everyone for their kind words and well wishes, but I am back and feeling better. Took care of some things that needed to be taken care of, and I am back in my craft shop and creating again. I'm currently working on a custom order, but this is something I just kind of puttered around with while I was sorting some other things out. Just get it done when I get it done, and this is what I had been working on. It's a journal I had been planning on doing for quite some time. The theme is very, excuse me, near and dear to my heart. I have been a Titanic junkie for a long time, even before they found the wreck in 1985. So I had kind of been thinking about doing a Edwardian Titanic themed journal for a while, and then I was talking about it with Renee, and then all of a sudden in the mail came a whole bunch of Titanic ephemera from her, and I appreciate it so much, and so that kind of gave me a kind of a kick in the butt to do the journal. So this is what I came up with as far as that goes. So it's a big journal. Let's see, it's been a while, so I gotta measure it. It's 8.5 by 6 5/8 ish. Pretty sure it's got a 3-inch spine. Yes, it does. 3-inch spine. I'll get that out of the way. Stop that ruler. Fabric cover. This is a Tim Holtz fabric that's got like newsprint and script and this sort of graphic on it. That is really pretty. And I didn't do a raised spine, it's just a double thickness of the bookboard, and then I run my bone folder on my thumbnail to make this ridge here. Let's see, eyelet and hitch post for the closure with sari silk, and pinned to that bow has a timepiece, one of the pretty famous pieces of one of their finds that they found probably in the debris field, was Eva Hart's father's pocket watch. And so that's kind of what this represents, because that's kind of like a pocket watch. So that's the closure. On the cover is just some of my canvas drop cloth that I use all the time, which I fringed. And then this gorgeous thing is a piece of very, very vintage, and I think it's knitted lace. I'm not 100% sure. My mother gave me a whole stack of, this was the only square one, but a whole stack of these. It was her great-grandmother made them. So that would be my great-great-grandmother. There would be, I believe her name was Eugenia, same as my mother. Made these. They are well over 100 years old. So they are an absolute treasure. I will be, kind of using them sparingly, because there are a few, but when they're gone, they're gone. So this is extremely vintage. So that's there. Then this is a Tsunami Rose vintage lady. I think she looks to be dressed from the Edwardian period. And then I sewed these 3 layers together, and I went around the edge, so it's like half on the picture and half not. And then I glued everything down to the cover. And then this is some Titanic ephemera that I downloaded online. A Tim Holtz pen nib, and this is a vintage key. My mother gave me a bunch of these. They were my great-grandmother Rosalinda's. I have no idea what they go to. It was just a little bag of skeleton keys. So, so that's that. Sorry ribbon around between the two signatures, and then tied off at a bow and a dangle, as always. And I'm just going to kind of hold it up so you can see what's on it. I've got one of those sentiment tags, a monocle, a vintage button, charm that says believe, that's a vintage facet there, a sailboat charm, a locket, another key, I think that's a Tim Holtz key, a bead, it's an old vintage nut, a ship's wheel, a stiletto charm, a little bead bauble, a bell, a number tag, a gear, and another bead bauble, and it's pinned onto the sari silk, and there's a rusty pin, a rusty bell, and a pin. So, oops, get that way out of frame. So that's that. I'll try to hold it so you can actually see what it looks like. Hanging against the back of the book. Sorry, my hands are not cooperating this morning. I started an Afghan the other day, and I haven't done any sort of knitting or crochet work in years, and my hands are so sore. Oh, sore, sore, sore. My fingers are, oh. It's good for the arthritis, though, apparently. Book corners just on the front. These are the Tim Holtz, the larger ones on the front. So let's go inside. I don't remember what's in here, so we'll see. Paperline. This is from Paper Studio. I've had this for ages. This is one of the first paper stacks I bought when I was learning how to make junk journals, and this was like a year and a half ago. It's called Haberdashery, I think, and it's all craft. And I had no idea how to use it, but I just bought it because I really like the designs on it. So this is the first time I've actually used this paper stack, and I didn't coffee dye it. I just thought it looked fine the way it is. So it's not coffee dyed. Everything else pretty much is, though. So that's this is one of the papers from the collection, and that's the front and the back of that. Yeah, I made I didn't stitch through the spine, so I made a false spine and glued it down, and then this is just glued down. So let's kind of flip through. There's lots of ephemera. I just made regular corner tucks that I just sewed on the diagonal. I didn't do flips because this is really heavy, and I kind of didn't think it would work as well as a flip up, so I just left them flat. Lots of ephemera, mostly Tsunami Rose, or stuff that Renee gave me, or stuff that I've just had tucked around. This little Edwardian lady, a little round guy, and a little advertisement for White Star. She gave me a lot of pages from different National Geographic articles about the Titanic, so this is one of the pages from there. That's the bow, and that's one of the submersibles there. Flip outs. Love that trim. I think it's all, yeah, looks like it's pretty much all Hobby Lobby lace and trim. Is that how that goes? Yep. Some fold outs. These are open at the back. That's a little library card. Some more ephemera from Nature Notes of an Edwardian Lady, the Edith Wharton book. Some pages from there, graph paper, music. I downloaded off the internet different facts and figures about the Titanic. This is how much the ship cost to build, how much tickets were, how much some of the crew members made, things like that. So that's part of it, and then the other part will be in the other half of the signature, obviously. So there's that. That's just some pattern paper there. Just some coffee dyed ephemera. That one, and it's just called a wine order. Guess you could get, if you were in first class, you could get pretty much anything you wanted. And there's 4 also paper clips. Just did a bunch of layering. This doily here, Rita Donnelly gave me. She gave me a bunch of these. I've been hoarding them for a while. So that's one of those. That's the Titanic there. That's a vintage button. I put some coloring, adult coloring pages. When I was in the hospital after the accident, it's not a whole lot to do when they only let you out of your room for an hour a day for PT. So I did a ton of coloring. So I have quite a few, and I don't do it anymore. I have a lot of coloring books. People gave them to me. So I'm going to start using them in the journals. So I've taken some pages out of some of those coloring books. I think there's one in every signature. So that's part of one there. I did a lot of coloring. Children's writing paper, some vintage ledger with the original writing on. Some little pieces of paper. There's a top-loading pocket here. It's a copy of a letter from someone wrote from a passenger wrote. Let's see. Some ephemera. Time card that I folded up and a little ticket in the back, and just another journal spot. There's lots of sewing in here, even though my sewing machine is giving me fits half the time. Top loading corner this way. Like this. It's a tag out of a just some coffee dyed cardstock. That's what it is. This is Dreams Etc. little file folder that I shrunk way down. And that's the Titanic. And there's some more from the National Geographic. Dictionary. Designer paper. Some more of the facts and figures about the ship. Lined paper. Postcard, vintage lady, that's all Tsunami Rose, and a playing card that Renee gave me with the Titanic on the back. This is what got us talking about the Titanic, because she put a couple of these in one of her kits, and I saw it, and I thought, oh, I love the Titanic. Lace all sewn on. Some orange paper. There she is there. That's fireplace in the rack. There's a calendar. Some of these pages have some glitter on. There's the center. So another, nope, that's a pocket, huh? And this is a copy of one of the menus. It's the menu for the captain's table, I think, for luncheon. So that's an envelope with the paper pebbles that I make. And behind it there's an index card and just some ephemera. All Tsunami Rose, so is that, so is that, and that I got off the internet. That's Captain Smith. There's lots of room to write in here, even though it's jam crammed. It's just some fabric ruffle there. Lined paper. This is parchment. Some ephemera. There's another, oh, that's an alteration tag. That's the same lady that's on the cover. This is all Tsunami Rose, except for this. Downloaded off the internet. Nearer My God to Thee, which is what they survivors say that the band played. Some more of the article. Another top-loading pocket. Oops. Going out of frame here, sorry about that. This is from that Renee gave me. This is she sent me the VHS, just the sleeve from the movie. So I cut it up and made some tags out of it. So this was the front. We saw this on opening night, so we didn't have to wait in line. Fantastic movie though. If you haven't seen it, you should see it, but get some tissues, because it is something. Great movie though. Some more vintage ledger. I love things with the original writing on them. So neat. And some lined paper. Some more Tsunami Rose. Tsunami Rose. Another playing card. A tuxedo and a little British flag, since it was a British ship. That's the other half of that coloring page, and there's another altered paper clip. So, encyclopedia write-up about the ship. Pattern tissue. Some more information. This is just the back half of everything. There. Fold out. If you try to sew this on, it freaks your sewing machine out, because it doesn't. Sewing machines don't like beads. That's one of the portholes. They were very small. We went to my ex-husband, who was my husband at the time. We went to the traveling artifact exhibit when it was in Boston, and that's a facsimile of one of the menus, and so we got to see that, and it was amazing. And the portals were amazingly small. A lot of it was, except for the actual piece of the ship, they had just brought up that big piece, and so we got to see that and actually touch it, and that was just immense. But a lot of the stuff like the davits and things were amazingly smaller than I thought they would be, but it was something really neat. And Tsunami Rose, and so is that. And we were there probably 3 hours, and it felt like about 15 minutes. It was like, wow, really cool. There's some vintage ledger, graph paper, some more National Geographic. That's when the ship was being made. That's part of the propeller there. And there it is on the wreck. There's some more information about different parts of the ship. And that's Tsunami Rose, and this is Artie Mays. And that's a vintage advertisement. Another time card with a little pocket in the back, and another vintage lady. Some more nature notes. There's Near My God to Thee, out of that vintage hymnal that I have. Fold out with rosettes and some bits of lace. It's a top loading pocket with some poppies. Journal card, ephemera, and that's one of the sides from that VCR sleeve, and that's Jack and Rose, Leo DiCaprio, and Kate Winslet. This is vintage silk. My mother gave me some vintage silk handkerchiefs, so that's a piece of that. I'm not sure who they belong to, but they're very old. There's another encyclopedia right up. Paper clip. That's the Turkish bath. There's one of the lifeboat davits there. More coloring page. Tsunami Rose. Tsunami Rose. It's off the internet. And that's out of my stash from somewhere. Someone gave that to me. Calendar, music, nature notes, lined paper. Tsunami Rose. There's the back of the VHS. It's Jack and Rose standing on the bath. Journal card. Tsunami Rose. Another playing card, and Tsunami Rose. Rusticles. Under the signature, I used the hemp for this one as a model of the ship. That's the anchor. Some lilacs back here. So vintage couple. It's just some ephemera there, and that's Molly Brown. Coloring paper, encyclopedia. That's the other half of the davit there. You can see some of the windows. That's what the Turkish bath originally looked like. Altered paper clip, and that's a vintage stamp, vintage button, and clipped underneath there's, which I downloaded off the internet, that's all the different food supplies that were loaded onto the ship before they disembarked for their journey. And this is another envelope here, and this is part of the passenger list. People who were lost, actually. There are no survivors left. We just passed the 105th anniversary of the sinking, so there are no actual living survivors anymore. That's Artie Mays. Some more of that silk handkerchief. Pulled out. Right back here. That was copy of the part of the handwritten passenger list that I found on the internet. Something from my stash, another alteration card, another vintage couple. It's the Titanic in comparison to like the Empire State Building, and that's the Washington Monument there. And another playing card. Music, watercolor, children's paper. Another top loading pocket. That's Ida and Isidore Strauss. He was the founder of Macy's department store, and they both perished. It's an index card, vintage lady, and there's some more of the VCR sleeve, and just another playing card. And some more of the wreck there. It's the propeller. Some more ledger, which is in upside down, I can see from this angle. Vintage wedding couple, library card, postcard, ephemera, and that was one of the newspapers from after the accident, and the back page and the back cover. So that's that. This will be listed in the shop, Pumpkin Patch Journals. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and I will be back with another journal soon. I'm working on a custom order right now, so it's a 2-journal order, so I finished one of them, so when I finish filming, making the second one, I will be back and show you what I come up with. So it's good to be back, and I will see you very soon. Bye.